Hello guys, it has been a long time, so uh, thank you for checking on me. Thank you to those who reach out to, they were just like, what is going on? You haven't posted for a while now, and that's true. It has been, almost 2 months now that we didn't post anything. Mostly due to the fact that after the lockdown here in Germany, the month of June was mostly a catch-up month for most people out here. Uh, you know, Going back to work, rolling your sleeve and then jumping into whatever needed our attention, and this is actually what happened. So I've been kind of phased out, if I can put it that way. I've been phased out with everything going on in the Sussexes lives, and although I tried to follow from afar. There were times where I missed even the live stream podcast, for example, Success Squad podcast. I was kind of, let's say, trying to catch up with everything professionally speaking, and dealing with family issues like most of us, I guess. So I'm back, and there were so many things that happened during the last 2 months. I'm not even counting August because I remember that our last post regarding the Sussexes was in May. I did a May monthly update, and then we kind of shut down. So what I would like to do today is to make I will not say a quick review because it will be like lying. I would like to do a June and July monthly review, okay? Kind of for those who, let's say, who like me, okay, kind of missed, you know, everything that happened, and they were trying to catch up with all the platforms. All the platforms trying to be on the page. So, but before I start, I would like us to welcome, a new channel, a new channel in the Success Squad movement, this big family of us, and she has started posting, I think, last week, and her channel is called Megan's World. Megan's World, and it is run by a lady who nicknamed herself Special K. I already, I had her at the corner of my eyes because for a while now, because I used to see her comments on Elliot's page, Royal Reviewer, yes, Elliot's page, where she used to leave, wise comments, very uplifting, mostly uplifting comments, and with her signature, she was always like keys from, Special K with this red lipstick, as a signature. So I this actually is what made me pay attention to her post on that channel. I don't want to enter into the Royal Reviewer mess. I was at the end kind of disgusted, like most of the things, or like when people kind of, let's say, are deceiving and are there for the wrong motives. So when I spit out someone, I scarcely swallow back my spit, so I I just spit you out and that's it. So I will not comment on whatever happened with the guy, because I think the ladies from the Success Squad podcast covered it at a length. and that's enough for me. I just unsubscribed, and that's it. Okay, I am. How can I put that? I am hungry for positive things in my life. So whoever has, you know, a negative aura or whatever, I just put you aside, and that's it. That's the kind of person that I am. Of course, I don't do this immediately. I prefer to do some little checkup, some little inquiries, and then I take my stand. So to come back to Special K on YouTube, I welcome her. I wish her well. I mean, I have listened to her first podcast. I like. Yes, by the way, she is originated the United States, and she is from Georgia, I think. Actually, she lives in Georgia, but she's originated from California. She is a Cali girl, so if you remember, well, I think it was maybe my ever first video about the Sussexes. I was introducing all the platforms that we have on YouTube. It is not much, but I mean the genuine platforms, okay? Because you have a lot of negative platforms who pretend to be for the Sussexes, and then actually they are, what is the expression for that? Running the coattail of the Sussexes just to make money out of them. So I don't count them. I don't count those type of platforms. So if you remember, I introduced you to a Duchess Like Us, Sussexes, here on YouTube too. Success Squad podcast. There were only 3. Not 3. I would say 4, because you also have Meganpedia. Meganpedia has its platform on YouTube as well. And now we are welcoming Megan's World. It's a kind of similar to Sussexes. I mean, I'm in terms of format, okay, not about the way the presentation is made. No, in terms of format, and it is always good, okay, to mostly. I mean, for me, I like the diversity of the platforms or the formats. I like the way each of those ladies have or has their or her own way of doing their or her things, presenting this. The diversity is always welcome. I like diversity. I remember that in one of Celine Dion's songs, she said that, but she said it in French, like les mélanges font de beaux enfants, which means that mixing makes beautiful babies. Oh gosh, don't tell me about it. We already have the Sussexes, okay, and we have King Archie. So welcome, Special K. Welcome, my dear, and welcome to this movement. I am starving for new things about new platforms regarding the Sussexes. I am a kind of egoist mostly, and when it comes to the podcast, the Sussexes, the Success Squad podcast in plural. I'm kind of egoist because I want to listen to, if I could listen to all the podcasts once every day, which means that if at least if I mix, for example, you already have a steady Success Squad podcast on Sunday. That one is steady and it's live stream. I like it. I like that format of streaming too. And although the ladies, Tina and Michelle, are so busy, I understand that. hopefully they will find a time to keep going with the second podcast that they have started some times ago, so that I will have already 2 podcasts from them, one podcast from a Duchess Like Us, because Sandra, Nelly, and Gail are back. The ladies from United Kingdom, they are back. You have the wise, very calm, Sandra. You have the petty Gail, and you have the shady Nelly. I mean, I like those ladies. So I mean, of course, they are not as regular as I would like them to be. But after this big kind of break, okay, that we had not listening to them, I hope that with their return, this will be this will be, how can I put that, the promise for a constant and let's say permanent way of doing the podcast. So if I have already 2 podcasts from the Success Squad podcast, one from V, although she's not as regular as well, one from a Duchess Like Us, then you have 2-3 minutes maximum from Megan Peja. It's okay. And then you have Megan Words. Wait a minute. So we have 6 out of 7 days. Wait, ladies. I want, if I could, because it's my way. I told you so several times. It's my way of socializing. I put my headsets and then I listen to the discussion. I sometimes hope that it is 4-5 hours. I don't mind. Okay. So yes, this I was just trying to catch up, and so you have this newcomer and Special K. Welcome again, and let's jump into whatever happens during the last 2 months. Okay, I don't even want to get into August because it is already well covered by all the platforms. Okay, I like the way I do the monthly update, because everything is being discussed during the week by all the platforms in a different way and all the angles. So I think it is so well done. Why will I come and spoil it? So I prefer to be like, okay, this is what happened this month, blah 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 blah, and then let's jump to the next month, okay, to the following month, and that's it. I like to do a kind of closure of whatever happened during the month, and then knowing that we are jumping into another new month, so that's fine. So the battle, because they are the ladies are just into they are in the ring, okay, they are fighting more than all the thing. Yes. Ladies, I'm just in the crowd cheering because they're doing such a a wonderful job. So I don't think that I can do better. So I can only be cheering, on the on the backstage, donating when I can, and sharing the words, and giving my thoughts, and because this is also the main goal of our channel. Okay, we talk about everything. So for example, for those who are newcomers to this channel, first, thank you very much for subscribing. Many of you did during the last month, and thank you again. And also on our channel we talk about cooking, traveling, and any type of social topic. Okay, it can go from politics to any just a thought. Okay, just a thought. So I'm the kind of person, I like to deal with different topics. This this is the essence of my of the flux in my brain, if you understand what I mean. So I really like to, to mingle and to talk about everything which is part of the world we are living in. And it's all about constructive talk. So for example, if you have something you would like to talk about, anything that maybe you think that no one would like to hold a conversation with you, okay, just put into the comment section, and then I will do my best to discuss about it. If I have no, I don't like to talk just to talk. So I like to have a kind of, experience in what we are about to talk. And I like to believe that at this stage of my life, I have seen and experienced almost everything. I mean, I like to think that, okay, but if when it's not the case, then that's good. Let's talk about that. All right. And I will do my best to always answer your comments wherever you are in the world. Okay. Of course, when it comes to maybe typing, I'm not promising you that I will type, for example, Chinese scriptures, or but when it comes to you can do that. Okay, you can type any language. Of course, we still have the translator. I will make my best to translate, to review even the translation, because nowadays they are not 100%, okay, trustworthy. So so to make sure that I understand, I need to to read it loud, and because I interact more when it is spoken, okay, when the words are spoken, then it has to make sense for me to reply. So for example, if I take a language like Japanese, you will write in Japanese. If I don't use the translator, I won't really know what you're talking about. But then, if there was a possibility for me to have your audio in Japanese, then we'll be able to have a little talk. If you understand, where I'm coming from with this. So just to tell you that, please, you have a topic, just put it there. No matter the language, okay, I will make my best to reply. Not always in your mother tongue, and maybe sometimes with a bad accent, but I can't promise you to have a perfect, okay. So also thank you to those who checked for, who check on on Greg. These days he has been into some adventures, roller coasters and all this. He made some videos. This is not my word, okay, this is not my word, where you have to, the roller coaster and all this. No, thank you. But he made some videos. I will try to edit them and then put them on screen on our channel. And also cooking, we are still going with the cooking. I'm still posting on also pictures, mostly on my personal page on IG. What else? I think that I have digressed enough. Yes. So let's start with the June. Okay, let's start with the month of June. What happened during the month of June? Gosh, ladies and gentlemen, it was a month full of, so many things, positive and negative things. It was a full month, mostly because it was a moment in history where, the whole world was focused on a specific issue. And it was also, for me, it was, June is Gemini month, okay, so it was also the month of my birthday. I had also to deal with, like I told you at the beginning, professional issues. going back to work after the lockdown. So yeah, let's start with the unrest. Okay, this painful issue. Okay, that was the pain of, I I don't want to say the pain of a specific ethnicities in the United States, but because at the end, everybody was on the street. Okay, so I want to talk about the unrest after the murder of Mr. George Floyd. I gave you my piece on this when I was talking to you about equality and law and equity and all. I post 2 videos there. Maybe for some people it will look more, it would look like a long rant, but I recommend you to take a moment. If you have 2 hours to kill, okay, or 1 hour, because one of the videos is just 1 hour, but if you have some time to kill, I would like you to go in there and to listen to my opinion piece regarding the unrest. And also, Megan, during the month of June, since they have left Canada, she gave her first virtual speech. Okay, and this was during it was the graduation, let's say, ceremony of the Immaculate Heart High School. This was her former high school. Okay, this was her former high school in Los Angeles. So she gave a commencement, a virtual commencement speech, and during that speech, she said so many inspiring and striking, things that really resonated with most people, even until today. She acknowledged the fact that it's not about, maybe acknowledge is not the right word. What I mean by that is that what I mean is that she said it loud that, okay, Black life mattered. That, okay, Breonna Taylor, at that time I just slightly heard about that young lady, but then during the commencement speech of Megan, it kind of remained printed in my brain. Breonna Taylor. I was just like, what happened to the girl? What happened to that lady? So I started digging to find that these horrific things. So Megan did her speech, encouraging the girls to, first congratulating them and then reminding them that, okay, most of them have reached the age to vote. And at the time, maybe people were not really so much realizing how important the right to vote, okay, was. And now people are realizing that this right that they thought they were entitled to is so fragile that now they're about to be taken away from them. So it was this moment where she said that, okay, you have to go out and vote. Okay, don't think that your voice doesn't count. Go out and vote. Do something. Okay, but do it with love and fairness. Don't buy into the noise. And what also struck me was that at a point she said that she thought that if she said something, her words would be twisted. But then she realized that, gosh, what am I doing? It's not who I am. Who I am is, that woman, that if she sees something wrong, she will speak out. So I will speak out, okay? And I don't care about whatever will happen, okay? I just don't give an F, okay, about what will happen. Because what's the point to have this big platform if I can't even use it? Okay, I'm no more in those days where I was, few months ago, 2-3 years ago where I couldn't even breathe. So just hearing her say that, okay, she thought that her world would be twisted, but then she realized that the wrong thing to say was not to say anything. No. And of course, okay, the legendary, feels that people usually do when she opens her mouth. Although I'm still waiting for those people to die out of asphyxia, but hello, they are still screaming, for I don't know what. So I was glad that she used her voice, okay? And then that speech, okay, resonated so much so that it was, I remember that Senator Kamala Harris gave her a shout out a few days after the speech. You had the national, the NAACP, okay, this is an organization which has been around for since 1909, and this organization, it's like it's like in support of the Black Americans, rights. So all those Black leaders supported, okay, her speech, and they were so pleased. Like we in the because we are supporters, okay, we are Sussexes supporters. So they were pleased as we were, okay, to see that this young couple is actually using its platform. It's not about, giving empty words. They are walking the walk, okay? They are walking the walk. They're not just talking to talk. And yes, so after her speech, that speech also motivated some young girls in her school, or in her former high school, okay, to create a movement that they call Student for Floyd. I think that was the thing, okay, Student for Floyd, where that little movement was about, denunciating the protest. Not the protest, but let's say, actually the goal was to protest. Was to protest and to take actions and make, initiative, because that's it. So, and the young generation, you cannot control them as we used to be controlling nowadays. If they have something to say, they will just go out there and they will say it, okay? Even if they have to pass through you, okay, break the walls, just to go and say what they have to say, if they think that it is not right, what is going on, they will just do that. They will just do that. What? You remember that I stumbled upon a video. I don't remember if it was MSNBC or CNN or CBS. I don't remember, okay? It was that maybe 2 weeks ago, that young student who took a picture of the hallway of her high school and where students were packed, okay, a 15-year-old girl, then she was suspended because the high school said that she was breaking the rules of the... She said, yeah, they say that I broke the rules by using my phone during, okay, student time and so on and so forth. But I saw the pack of students, on the hallway, with this pandemic going on and with the CDC guidelines and what, even if we were just exchanging classrooms, okay, we are crossing each other, okay, even if it's just for 2, 3, 5 minutes, the virus doesn't need too much, okay, and then you get infected. So you remember, she was suspended for that, but still she was still claiming on camera that, okay, I am proud of what I did. It was not right, okay. I took the picture because someone took a picture, and then I was just saying that, okay, I would take a picture too, and then I shared it online. It's not right. It's about our safety. It was like, no, and people were just, the journalists were just like, what? Where the people in the administration of that high school what were they thinking when they decided to suspend that girl? They thought that it will change something. Here she is on camera shouting again, okay, claiming that it's not right what they are doing, okay. Most of the students in on the picture that she took were not wearing masks, okay. Most of them, if not all of them, Even if they were crossing, I mean, anyway, just to say that you cannot bridle, a teenager because, whatever. No. So we are definitely the lost generation, because that that young generation is from, another era. So we had, during the month of June, I would say that we also had, it was a, I don't know if I can call it a summer job for Harry mostly, and of course Meghan, because during that month, Prince Harry wrote a lot of encouraging messages, well wishes messages that he sent to many people, and also uplifting messages. So, for example, to start with, during the Dinah Awards, you had, how can I put that? Of course, that the speech that Meghan did, okay, was also kind of shared on the Dinah Awards platform. Actually, when I was reading that, okay, you have two ways where I think that when they post uplifting messages or reflective messages, I always have the impression that the Sussex team is behind. What do I mean by that? For example, I've paid attention because I follow the Queen Commonwealth Trust, and I also follow the Dana Awards on IG. So they have those quotes that when you read them, they are so reflective. Okay, it's not light. Okay, the message that they post there is never light. It is always, focusing on a social issue. Just to tell also the young members of those associations, that okay, it's okay, you are in this association carrying a big name, but you should remember that it's not everything in life, okay, and also you can do good and you can do great. So this is and this always made me think that, wait a minute, are the Sussexes not behind the writings? So this is just my opinion, okay? Like someone said, opinion is not a fact. I think it's Tina who said it recently. I like to, for those who are wondering, I like to listen to, classical music. It's my thing. It might sound snobbish, but that's my thing. So at the moment, I'm listening to my favorite writer, Chopin. So, coming back to you, during the month of June, Mayu, which is a patronage of Meghan, released oh gosh, the 2019 annual review, and the annual review included a foreword written by Meghan, who is their patron, and Meghan was announced that she renewed the sponsorship of a dog kennel in the name of King Archie. And I was just like, yes. So King Archie, that guy is just, of course, I started schooling at 1.5 years, but I mean, I was not fit enough to start contributing to something in life. The guy has helped build a swimming pool. I don't remember if he was in Botswana or Ghana. I don't remember. He helped, finish building a swimming pool to help children in that specific African country to learn how to swim, because this is it is the cause of mortality rate, mostly in most Black African countries. Okay, so not only did he help finishing the building of that swimming pool, but also now the guy okay, is sponsoring a dog kennel, so that, okay, it will be easier for a dog in need, okay, to find a family. Yes, so shout out to King Archie. So then we had some awards. You remember that we had, for example, the British Vogue. This was in June, okay? Let's not mix it with whatever is going on in August. During the month of June, British Vogue magazine was awarded, okay, a prize. And of course, Princess Henry, she, as usual, was grateful. She wrote a thankful letter and a congratulation letter to the British Vogue magazine editor. Yes. So we have the US Vogue, which wrote an article regarding Meghan's speech. Yes, and they call it an impassioned speech on Black Lives Matters. We also have had legal actions, pending, because Harry's lawyer, okay, they issued a letter before action, that is an LBA, which actually was warning, okay, it's like, an LBA is a letter, let's say warning letter, that some criminal action or some action, it can be civil action, okay, will be taken against you if you cross or trespass a certain line. It can be a line of privacy, okay, it can be a line of security line that you are trespassing, you are crossing. So his lawyers, they issued an LBM, a letter before action. And then during that confrontation, we had Byline Investigate, which actually informed us that, okay, the staff was completely biased, okay, vis-a-vis Meghan, and also that some of them collected £4,000, okay, to leak wrongful information regarding the Sussexes. So it was quite a show, because when Byline Investigate published that, they were threatened, okay, by the I think it was the Daily Mirror, I don't remember, to stop all this. So the squad went mad. So guys, now let's talk about Sophie Rhys-Jones. For the royalist, she is the Countess of Wessex. But for the, let's say, normal, the rest of the world, she is that lady, or that, let's say, main lady at the Commonwealth Service, who was eavesdropping with her neck, you know, and who inexplicably ignore Meghan, you know, during the Commonwealth Service. I'm not talking about the sister-in-law of Harry. So, Sophie Rhys-Jones, I always known her that way, okay? This was her maiden name, so it's like Camilla Parker Bowles. So, during the months of June, Once again, the squad was a little bit shocked when Veronica, she is a gossip royal rodent. Sorry, I have had time to say journalist, okay, because I also study journalism, and I know that it is nothing remotely, okay, to what we are witnessing today. So I call it gossiping. So she said that Sophie Rhys Jones uh, is claiming to be a feminist who tried to help Meghan when she came. Okay, guys, it might be true. No, it might be true because apart from what happened, okay, during the Commonwealth service, most of us have never put, you know, Sophie, Ford Fiesta, whatever you want to call her, but they have never, she has never really been on our radar, okay, until that thing happened. Because she has always tried to have a low profile after the big backlash of the 90s, okay, when after the death of Princess Diana, she came along and people started, you know, saying that she wanted to replace Princess Diana. You know, if you remember, in those days she had the same haircut, you know, and in her young days she was, you know, kind of looking like, okay, Princess Diana, and then she's, I mean, she completely, let's say that she went kind of under the radar after her miscarriage. I remember that she lost during her first pregnancy. Yes, she lost her child. It was, I think, 3 months and a half. They rushed to the hospital, and then, you know, during the night, and then she lost the baby or the fetus, or how you want to call it, but it was her first pregnancy. And after that, she, you know, at that moment she was kind of, let's say that I was sympathetic, okay, towards her. We never heard really about her. You know, my history with the royal family, I mean, it's I kind of shut everything down after Princess Diana, so keeping an eye from afar, you know, on Harry. And like I said, she may have been helpful or towards Meghan when Meghan arrived. Yes, I think that I mean, even when you look at even when you watch the first trooping of the colors, you know, they were in the same carriage even after the wedding. Yes, uh, the Wexes and the Sussexes were in the same carriage also, because among all the other royals, we felt like, okay, they were, let's say, close to the Wexes, okay. And I don't know what happened along the way, and I think that this was by the end, okay, before the Sussexes left, maybe a few months before the Sussexes left, that I think things went kind of between, you know, Megan and Sophie. I think this is my opinion, okay. I just think, okay. I think that the sister-in-law of Harry has something to do with that. You know that she's not a girly person. You know that I think that she has been raised, her sister and her they have been raised by their mother by their mother to consider that all older women around them are rival. They want to take what they have. Although I don't really know what they have, but hey. And I think, unlike Sophie, I think that she couldn't find any common ground with Megan. Although Megan, she's the kind of lady that she's always going, you know towards people. She's really open. She is. But if one side was playing snobbish, why would Megan want to stay around this type of people? Okay. And I remember a quote from Megan, not during those days, but before everything, before she entered that institution, because it's not a family, it's a business thing. Sorry, before she entered that, in one of her comments, she said something like, she's not the kind of person who like to be around stupid people. Let's put it that way. Okay. And this was far before. This was when she still had the tig. Okay, when she was still, on suits. So, uh, I'm not saying, okay, that Megan said that her sister-in-law was stupid, but hey, what I mean actually is that it was much more easier for Sophie to find a common ground, okay, with Megan, because don't forget, she was a PR. She was working for a public relation agency before she got married to Edward. Okay, they dated for some times, no, maybe 3 years. I don't remember, or 7 years. I really don't remember. It was between 3 and 7 years that they dated before they got married. And also, being a working woman, okay, I think that she could speak about things with Megan, maybe without being, maybe also due to the generational gap, okay. Sophie did not really, wasn't on a daily basis, talking with the Sussexes, but at least they could find a common ground where to stand on, and find some common interest. That's what I mean. Unlike with the sister-in-law, there was no common ground. What can you talk about? Clothes. Megan already created a line with Richmond. She was already a fashion icon, and you know anyway, I'm digressing. So where am I going with this reasoning? Is just that I what I mean is that I'm sure that things were going well with the work sessions until something happened, and I'm sure that the something was the sister-in-law. I'm sure that she put herself in the middle, in between those two ladies, in between Megan and Sophie, to kind of break this relationship that they have built. And I think Sophie fell for it. Okay, maybe the other one reminded her, one day I will be your queen, so you might better be with me. And just think about your children, because now that we are slimming down the thing, okay, you might also be when the time will come. I'm just saying, okay, it might sound like a conspiracy theory, but for me, this is the closest that makes sense to me to explain whatever went in the head, wrong between those two women. Anyway, let's go back to reality. So, then we had Smart Work. Yes, Smart Work charity. You remember where that charity that for which Megan created a working outfit line. You remember? Most of us, we bought something. I'm not even talking about Tina, because Tina burned her wallet.
let's say she actually she destroyed her credit card buying the outfits. Okay, I bought. If you remember, I told you in one of my videos that I bought the blue dress. You remember with the C collar. Also, so smart work. Actually, that is what we learned during the month of June. That smart work asked, asked Megan to be their patron. Okay, she asked. I mean, they asked Megan to be their patron, and we know that Megan came to know about their existence when she was, inquiring. She was getting to know the charity sector in UK, if you remember. Yes, and then of course Megan say, okay, I will be honored to be part of your team. And then we know what happened after this. I think that the CEO of Smart Work even got an OBE. That title, I don't remember. It's a British title that is given to them by the institution. So we also know by Smart Work that we also knew or learned that even after stepping back and away from royalty, Meghan is still absolutely involved with them. So that's our girl. Okay, that's our girl. And I was thinking about this about the fact that this morning, I mean, actually, it's this morning I was thinking about that. But you remember when Meghan left United States, she had to, she couldn't possibly promote American charities that she was already part of. And then the only way she could do it was when we had the global, if you remember the global baby shower, fundraising, then she chose one of American charities. Yes, you remember this. And now I was just like, yes, now that they are back, oh gosh, it's really good to be home, because now that she's back, she can fully catch up with all those charities that she has had before she moved to the UK. Yes, so they're just taking it from there. So plus the rest of the charities around the world that she has. Now I want to leave the little mess for the end. For the end, let's say, actually, I will go to that, in few minutes. But let's talk about the fact that a 95-year-old World War II veteran had had been able to gather a fundraising for. Bonjour.
Bonjour,
Ça va?
ça va
Euh,
un peu.
un peu? Tu ne crois pas? Хочешь что-нибудь говорить? Окей. Ah, merci de la salade. Ok.
Хорошо, занимайся.
D'accord. So you you guessed it, guys. It was gosh, it was Greg. So I was talking about a 95-year-old World War II veteran, okay, living in Ghana, who received a letter from Harry, a well wishes letter, because he was able to walk 23 kilometers, right, to raise funds for the frontliner worker who are supporting, or who were supporting at the time, and I guess they are still doing it. So who are supporting the COVID-19 relief efforts, and not only the COVID-19 relief effort, but also the war veteran, and in a number of African countries. So our prince wrote a congratulation letter, and if you could see, if you could watch the video, it was so cute. The man was just like, oh my god, Prince Harry from the royal family wrote to me. I would put this, I would just put it on the wall. I would paste it on the wall, that letter. So I was just like, gosh, to be so excited like a little boy, like a little child, that I was just thinking when I watched that video. First, I was happy for him. It's the kind of video that makes you smile. And on the other hand, I was just like, gosh, wait a minute. Does it mean that after all, everything that people from the Commonwealth sacrificed for that institution, no one there ever, never took that opportunity to write to them, to make them feel special, to say thank you for the services that you do, for your services, okay? Thank you for what you did for my country, for our country, and so on. They never do that. So they're just waiting for special, okay, special occasion like V-Day, okay, V-Day. This is the Veteran Day, to show up just for the engagement, and that's it. Yeah, no wonder that the man was excited, really. So, before I move on to the second part of the month of June, I would like us to deal a little bit about what happened with Jessica Mulroney. If you have watched one of the Success Squad podcasts where I was invited in with Miss Esther Prynne, I said that, when something is messy, well, when I am in a mess, and that someone comes along and, you know, just jump in the mess, okay, into the mess to help me out. These things, these are the details, if I can call it that way, that makes me, I never forget. And just because of the action, it's not that I will forgive you everything in my life, but I will not throw you away at once, because each one of us makes mistake. That's a fact. No one is okay. No one is a saint. So I said during, when I was invited, okay, on the Tina's and Michelle podcast, that I do believe that Jessica Mulroney, although she made that big mistake, although she made that big mistake, I will not condemn her, forever, because of the fact that she loves our girl. Whenever Megan was in trouble, if she could help, she would just jump in there without filter, and she would just say it. When I said that, okay, of course Michelle did not agree. She said that no, it's not true. She helped only once. But I think that now we know why she could help only once, because as soon as Jessica, if you remember, went out for Megan, now we know that after this, yes, the palace asked Megan to tell her friends, okay, to shut the hell up, and just to oppose a no comment every time that Megan is attacked. So her friends felt, okay, muzzled, because, and this was the thing, they were muzzled while she was being attacked. Okay, it's like, those racist crime that was going on during during the days of the KKK, where the black person was, okay, had the hand tied on the back, okay, was muzzled, so he could not even cry, out of pain. He was, tightened like a piece of sausage, then hung, then burned, then I don't even know what. So we know that Jessica Morgan is not the kind of person who holds back if she has something to say. Maybe, I think emotional as she is, she scarcely holds back. I'm not defending what she did, but who am I to judge? I think like an image that she has served that she has served her time, and she is entitled like everyone else in this life to a second chance. I know deep down that I feel it, okay, that Megan did not, okay, cast her out because of that. Why? Because Megan is not this kind of person. And Megan is a Leo. I told you my history with Leo. I lost someone who was a Leo. And they are very sensitive people, and they always want to understand. Okay, they want to understand the word, they want to understand, and to see, most of the time see how they can help. Their main tools is, communication, although they are curious about everything in life. And when they love, okay? It's not, I think that's why Gemini and Leo are one of the perfect matches in the, astrological. I told you that I'm interested with this for so many years. And since I was a teenager, I was always been fascinated with the matches, because I wanted to understand why certain people are and behaving weirdly around other people, even though they don't know each other so well. And so just to say that I said my piece about Mrs. Mulroney, and everything passed, and I go on with her as I used to, okay, before the incident. But the other person that I can't swallow is the lady who decided to use this incident, okay, to propel I don't know what. And we usually say that we are harsh when it comes to the black brown community. We are really harsh towards each other. It's not a lie. But what I like is fairness, because it's all about being fair. As a brown woman, I would say brown. I'm black, okay, my origin. But if you have to talk about skin color, I am brown. Unfortunately, you put me next to chocolate, it's all the same. So, as you know, a black or brown woman, I will always want us to win. I will always want us to win. Okay. But what I will never stand for is, the people who are gaslighting me about their real motives. That I don't even know the woman. I don't even want to know. The only thing that hear about her is that she's called Sasha. Good for her. She sounds Russian to me. It's just a Russian name. That's a short name to say Alexandra. So I'm not saying that she's Russian, but hello. So this Sasha, after her dispute with Jessica, if she wanted to make it a constructive thing, okay, she could have said, you have just apologized publicly. Now you come here and you are saying what you are saying. Imagine that I screenshot what you have said and I post it out there. How do you think that people will view you? Okay. So I don't want to make, I don't want it to turn to, a cat fight. But if you come here and say this, it means you're a two-faced person. So what is it? I mean, what I mean is that she should have put it on the table, okay? But then what she did is that she saw it as an opportunity to prepare her to I don't know what. Because after this, who did she call? The tabloid. And when she called the tabloid, it was not really to talk about Jessica. It was to say, oh, the best friend of Megan is a racist. I'm just like, what the heck Megan is doing in this talk? So does it mean that, okay, like the rest of people, you see that, oh, when you jump into the hate vegan, it works for you? You are richer, you have more followers or whatever. So it is so easy, okay? So by doing that, and this happened during the Black Lives Matter, at the peak of the Black Lives Matter protest. Megan being black, biracial, whatever you want, but people who are against her see her as a black woman. So I will say black. Anyway, we always say in my culture that the child is always a child of the mother. Okay, so sorry. So, if you were complaining that Jessica didn't post anything about the Black Lives Matter, okay, that you really care about, although this same Sasha has never said anything for the movement, okay, but then that day specifically she started, no, she was just like, oh, she started calling people, okay, to say put something on the just for the show, okay, put something on your IG or whatever, okay, the black square, and that's it. But before that, she has never fought in favor of black people. I've never heard about her. Have you? But then she jumped into that and to say, oh, hello, yes, the best friend of Mega is. And then people started speculating. That was the. I mean, I do agree with the ladies of the Success Squad podcast when they say that some members in the squad are really drama. They are, how can I put that? They are drama seekers. They are drama seekers because they started asking, do you think that Megan will keep her as a friend? Do you think? Gosh, use your brain. Have you, I mean, something happened between two women and then the only thing you are focused on, will she keep that friendship? Why won't she? She never had any problem with Jessica before. I mean, none that we know about. So why do you want her to, okay, to cut her relationship with one of her best friends? So I think that we should step back and let other people breathe. You have your own life which is messy. No one comes to ask you, okay, will you keep all your friends around? You move to a new town. Who comes to you and said, have you dragged all your childhood friends with you? I mean, it's guys, you should know what to debate and what just to know, just to leave in the trash. These are the little things that piss me off because some people in the square are easily jumping into the the gossip. Why? You have so many things else that you should be focusing on. You have a wonderful life to live. That's what I believe about people in the square, that okay, they are not brainless. So for example, when you see headlines, clickbait headlines, don't fall for it. Just move on. Don't even stop there to read the whole title, headline. Just move on. You should learn, you should cultivate this sense of next, next. No, always press on the button next. You move to the next topic. Don't spend your time there. Anyway, so like I said, I will always want us to win as a community, but not at the expense of gaslighting us about your real motives as a black woman. It's not because you are black that I will go everywhere with you, even if you are doing wrong along the way. This reminds me of someone, when I was in my, I was finishing my, I remember my first degree, my law degree. It was, I think, yes, I've just got my bachelor degree at the time, and the family member said, that's good that you are studying law, so that if we do something wrong, you will be there to defend us. I just told the person, so this is your plan, living vicariously through me. Let me tell you, if you do something wrong, just for your own sake, don't expect me to be the one defending you. Find someone else, because if I'm there, I will help the other side. Okay, the other side, to put you in jail or to make you pay. And the person was just like, no, mouth wide open. But why then are you studying law? No, no, no. It's not how it works. I'm not studying, or I'm not building my life for you. Mostly if you were not there at the first time, at the first place to help me out with that. That's how I lived my life. Making sure that I owe nothing to no one. If you tell me that I owe you something, I will spend, okay, my time gathering the whole money. If it's about financial thing, I will give it to you, and I will draw a line to never, as if you never existed before. That's the kind of person that I am. You might be shocked about that, but I'm proud of it because I move on in my life without owing nothing or anything to anyone. So thinking that, oh, because we are blacks, we will just all jump there and support her, I was just like, why did she do that? What pushed her to do that? I was always after the motives. And I couldn't see anything great coming out of it, because it's not as if she was an activist for Black Lives Matters, you know, for sometimes. No, it was just a one day thing. She had a 15 minutes glory, okay, making sure that the Moroni were, okay, Jessica was kicked out of her programs, okay, that the husband just dropped one of his jobs, and people were still like, yes, you should actually drop everything. When people are miserable, and still we are coming back to the motives, and we are living in an individualistic world, okay, world where people want you to lose whatever you have worked hard for, just because they themselves have nothing, or they have less than you have. I mean, that's crazy. Anyway, this was my little rant. I'm sorry, guys. Please let me know in the comment, okay? On our channel, you speak your mind, but still in a constructive way. So if you feel like you are not a Meganist, or a Sussexist, I prefer to say it that way because we have our brother-in-law who is in the vegan with us, okay? Prince Harry. We are also fighting for him because he's fighting for his wife, he's fighting for his family, and somehow he's fighting for us, and we are backing them up. So if you're not part of that group, don't waste your time, okay, playing the trolling or the trolley trash, whatever. I will delete your comment. I will just disintegrate it. That's Don't waste your time there. We are here to talk, okay? And I invite you to do that. Refrain yourself from saying anything that reflects the bad side of you, okay? So, my dear, let's move on to Sam Hussein. Okay, if you remember, Sam Hussein is that photograph who was who was in Ireland with the, if I remember, the Shambridge or the, I don't remember, no. And then he dropped everything to go to London because Meghan and Harry had an engagement that night. You remember she was in a blue dress and her husband, and it was raining, singing in the rain, and he took that wonderful picture that people now called iconic picture. No, and the guy is riding on the coattails. No, he is receiving awards for the best picture of the year and so on and so forth. That's good for him. And let's move on to something a little bit sad. Yes, June was also the month commemorating the third year anniversary, okay, of the tragedy which hit the hub community kitchen women. Yes, this happened on the 14th of June 2017. 14th of June. My birthday is on the 15th of June, so it's hard to forget. And so 3 years ago, the Grenfell Tower, went on fire. 72 people lost their lives, and women, some women of that community decided to be helpful by cooking, okay, for the needy. Because let's face it, okay, the organization, people were not well organized to help those people out. And if I remember well, Megan saw it through TV, and when she came to the UK, she decided to go and see this woman, okay, and see those women, to pay them a visit, yes, and then she had, I think, with her bright mind, when she saw what happened, okay, she was already asking herself how to help. But I think nothing was done for those women, for that community. So it's not as if you have to go online, okay, find a way to donate. Nothing was done for them, okay. It was hard time to even relocate most of them. The survivors, it was, I listened to, for example, a Duchess Like Us, the three ladies, Sandra, Gail, and Nelly. They were talking about that, and it's just so horrendous because you are just like, what, you know? You learn that the guy in charge of, relocation and all this, he didn't do his job, okay. Those people were almost left on the streets, and people were organizing themselves, the neighbors and all this and all that, okay. And then It's only when Megan came along, okay, with ideas how to help and this, that the community actually took up, okay, and it, I mean, the community took off, and those ladies, they were already cooking 3 times a week. Okay, they couldn't, they didn't have all the means to, to do it every day. And after, okay, Megan came, it was a 360-degree change. Now those women are booked and busy. They are partnering. I mean, they have redesigned the kitchen. They are partnering with the Red Cross, Street Games, Team Rubicon UK, and so many other people that we don't even know about. Okay, they are now cooking for people that, I mean, they love to cook, so they are cooking. Although we also, they have, the lockdown, they are cooking at home, okay, and they have organized themselves. If you remember, I think it was maybe the last podcast that I did, about the fact that I have noticed that Prince Harry's charities were merging with Meghan's charities, and they were working all together. I mean, it was, you know, so it is, they are cooking at home. People, for example, the Red Cross, Street Game, Team Rubicon, and I don't even know which charities again, come to the houses. Okay, they collect the food and they go and distribute it to the needy people, okay, and the families who are struggling during the lockdown. I mean, those women are now booked and busy, okay, and this is, thank God, okay, he sent us Megan. Gosh. So during the third year anniversary, the ladies, they received a message from Megan. Okay, not only received, they had a virtual talk. Okay, because now everything is going on online. Yes, so they had a virtual talk, and then they were kind of reminiscing. Okay, whatever happened, during this time. Okay, the fact that, okay, they came to meet each other and to help each other, and it was a warm moment, okay, for me, and I think for the squad as well. So then, it is every week we have something coming up, okay, when it comes to the Sussexes. If it is not coming from the tabloid, it is coming from, okay, I mean, in terms of many fake outrage and whatever noise, okay. So for example, right after this commemoration, we had the people who do not want to talk about Andrew. For me, he's not a prince. He is nothing royalty. He is just a pedophile. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm supposed to say alleged. I hate that word, mostly when we all know that is true, that there are in facts and proof, and the pictures and video taken by Epstein and Ghislaine, who is British, by the way. And so when they don't want to talk about Andrew, when something up is coming, then they find, okay, they try to find something, they have to shake, okay, all the garbage to see whatever is coming up out of it, or out of them. And then they said, oh, you know what, the security cost of Megan when they were in Canada, okay, costed £500,000. Is it just in this, you remember, at the time they were still trying, okay, to flame the idea that the sources were living off the British taxpayer. But then we had, okay, the Canada security team. We had the Canada security team who said no. They release the financial bill, okay, the cost of the security at the time. Harry, Meghan, and Archie were in Canada after leaving the UK for good. So actually, it was $50,000, and I think it is less than 50,000 pounds. The Sussexes hit back at yes. The Sussexes hit back at the moon. When I say the moon, you understand the opposite. I'm not here to promote the garbage. Sorry. So the Sussexes hit back at the moon, which falsely claimed that the trademark Ashwell was being rejected. Oh, I remember that day, Tina, Professor Maynard, they were online to debunk the BS. I was there. I was there. It was live. I was there. So, on the pretense that, oh, it was, the moon said that, oh, it was rejected, because of the vagueness and the fact that the Sussexes did not sign and did not pay the required fee. In fact, guys, I will not go into that because Professor Maynard explained very well during that podcast. I can't remember the number, but please go and check the podcast made in June by the Success Squad podcast. It was around the 18th, 19th, or 20th of June. I don't remember. I don't know if they did their post, but please check them out. So, but I remember when I was studying law, no, during my law studies, I also learned about copyright, trademark, and all the stuff. And what we learn, and this is just a 101, okay? This is just a 101 trademark class. When you start, or when you want to start, okay, a non-profit organization or a company, okay, it depends on the size, okay, or the nature of your business. Then you have to fill out a form. And in that form, some of the question related to the business is, okay, what is the nature of the business? Okay, so that is, what do you intend to do? Okay. Do you intend to, how much do you think that this will bring on the table, financially speaking? Okay. When you are running that business. So, what do you intend to cover? What other areas, okay, do you intend to cover while running your business? Because there are people who start a business that just like, oh, I am start a non-profit thing, okay, because I want to help, for example, of the cup. I can say, I want to help, let's say, disabled old people, for example, okay. That's what you write, okay, on the form. And then you said, the nature of my business, yes, is to help disabled people. And when you keep filling out the form, you have subsequent question, okay, coming down after that first one, okay, the nature or what do you intend to do. And then you start saying that, I will buy, okay, or they will be able to, to play bridge and this type of stuff, okay. And the trademarking, okay, is going on. So the process remain ongoing, unchanging, and that is actually part of the normal back and forth, of any trademarking process. So if those gossip writers, okay, have done their homework, actually they know, but they so believe that their readers are stupid that they will just believe without checking the facts, okay. So before you open, like I was saying, okay, before you open your business, okay, you have to, mostly if you want to safeguard, okay, the idea that you have created, okay, so that it will not be copied, it will not be copyrighted, then you have to go through this a similar process. Okay, no one will come after this and cheat or steal it, your idea, saying that it's his or hers. Okay, because always during those moments, during the process, okay, you might start something that is okay. For example, you have Ashwell, the other person come with Ashwell without, without a double L, okay, but we have to go through the whole, thing. What is it all about? Okay, what do you intend to do? How do you intend to finance it? How do this? How do that? And then they go down the list, okay, and they start. If there is something that doesn't fit, okay, they will say, okay, no, this can't work. We need additional information for this and that. So, okay, it is when they are doing this, of course, subsequently it is put on hold, okay, to give you the time to go and look for additional informations, and then the process keeps going. So they made a big fuss about that. They so hope that the Sussexes will never succeed after life or after royalty nonsense, that they are ready to throw everything and anything on the way, okay, to make sure that they don't reach that part, okay. And even if they reach it, they want to make sure that, okay, people following them, even from afar, okay, will have a twisted side of the situation. So let's move on. At the same time, I'm listening to my piano pieces. So, okay. Then, like I was saying, Prince Harry was on the mission of, he had a summer job. So, so he sent, okay, congratulations and thankful notes to Street Games. I told you earlier that Street Games was helping the Hub Community Kitchen, okay, club to distribute the foods that they cook. But at the beginning, okay, Street Games, for those who do not know, Street Games is a patronage of Harry, okay. It's a charity that actually uses sport to empower young people, okay, in England and Wales and Scotland. So during the lockdown, they wanted to help, so they were merged with the Hub Community Hub Community Kitchen Women or Club. I like to say cookbook. That cookbook went over our head, I think. So let's stay in England for a while. Also, one of the big views during June was the fact that the England Rugby, okay, released its promotional. It was a 2-minute video, yes, and Prince Harry was featuring in that video, and it was to promote the rebuilding of sport, yes, but also the main thing is that he backed the Rugby Football Union, the RFU's plan to ask fans to stop singing. There is a racist song, apparently it is called Swing Low. I didn't know about the song, so we had all to go in there and try to understand what was going on with the song. So, and this was amid the Black Lives Matter movement, okay, during the BLM movement. And I knew nothing about the song. I would lie to you if I tell you the contrary. So it turns out that the song dates back to the 19th century. It was written by a black man, an enslaved black man called Wallace Wallace. You know, in those days, they were not looking for difficult names to give to their enslaved men. So the guy was called Wallace Wallace, and he wrote the song. I don't know why, but maybe he wrote the song and then they took it and like everything else that they took, and they decided that it would be the song of the RFU, so the Rugby Football Union. So people were fakely outraged, okay, by that. Okay, of course, we are talking about the British media, and they are so, they are so at ease living in this racism idea that, okay, we have a royal family, let's say royal institution, okay, and all the diamonds and carat and all the golds and all the that they have was taken, okay, was stolen in Africa, in India, in all the colonies that they had and they still have, okay, just that now the modern name of it is the Commonwealth, okay. So some people, or the detractor of Meghan, are so into this idea that, okay, things should remain as they are. They should conserve, okay, they should conserve the old tradition of having enslaved people. Of course, not here with us, but far away, okay, so that we can still be here and pretend that everything is fine. So, because whatever you tell me, guys, only racist people benefiting from a racist institution will fight for that racist institution to stay in place. Whether institution or system, okay, they like the status quo. It is better that way, okay. Why are you always playing the race card? Although they know nothing about the, not that they know nothing about it because they created it. So maybe, like someone said during the 19th Global Summit, maybe people are not comfortable talking about racism, so their easiest card is to say, you are always raising the race card. I hate that sentence because unless you have lived in my shoes, you can't tell me that you are tired of the racist card. What do you know about that? You don't even want to think about an idea of being a minority in a country. Well, when I mean, this is I'm digressing now, but follow my thoughts, please. When people, for example, in Charlottesville were like, we will not let you replace us. Didn't you replace the Native Indians? I mean, the Native Americans. So why are you so afraid of us replacing you? When I say you, I'm talking about the racist clan. What do you think, that we are so mistreated or abused that you don't want this kind of life? Because if you say that you are doing everything well and that we are still ungrateful, so we are inviting you to exchange places so that we are in your place and you are in our place. It is called justice. You can only taste it, you can only feel something when you experience it. Until then, your words are just words. So then we had good news. We had a double appearance, Prince Harry and his soulmate, they appeared at the Homeboy and Homegirls. You know, it's those both. I mean, those two clubs are from the home industry. Now I am a monthly donator. It's an American charity, and also Megan has a very long history with that charity. She at least a 20-year charity relationship, okay, with a specific charity. And they went there, okay, they wanted to know how to help. This is always what they do, okay. They go somewhere, settle for a while, start looking for, okay, small businesses, charities around, trying to know how they can help, even if they are just there for a while. Yes, just that, you know. So we also knew that when she was there, Megan, uh, you know, she practiced her Spanish skills with most of the workers there. Talking about home industry, what I like and why I've decided to be a monthly donator is that that particular charity is a second chance giver, because that it's a community social justice organization actually, and they work to improve the lives of formerly incarcerated people, and who were involved in gangs, in Los Angeles, and they want to have a second chance, okay, in life. They want to make something out of it. And I know also for a fact that Sarah Gaffetti, if you remember her, she's Donna in Suits. Yes, she's also supporting that charity. I believe in second chances. I told you this at the beginning of this video. I believe in second chances, and even if, I'm not Rockefeller or, Rothschild and so this and all these 1% people, but if I can help, why not? They don't ask for much, if each one of us give two, three, $5, you know, each of us, we give something at the end, it helps. They have a wonderful website, by the way. I subscribe to their newsletters, so when they have initiatives, they have conferences, they have, I receive a notification. Father Boy, I guess, runs the place, and there is a little team, making sure that the newsletters are on point. Okay, they update it every day. So I invite you to go on home industries and on their website too. So start checking. Look for them on IG, and then from there you'll be directed to, their websites. So also during the month of June, again, Harry did it again. He sent a personal letter to Team Rubicon UK. I was talking to you about Team Rubicon UK earlier. They are also helping out the Hub Community Kitchen. Yes, and if you remember, Harry had, featured in a podcast. It's a military, actually. It's a military, I think, radio channel. So they talk about everything military. Okay, so they decided to join forces with, the women from the Hub community, and help them to, to deliver food on the front line and the families, during the lockdown. So Harry wrote them a thankful letter, and it was no supporting letter, right? And we also knew about the fact that why being in LA, Harry and Meghan, no, they were just like their normal selves. Sharon Stone told us something about that. They were biking, they were just part of the community. So nothing here to see, okay? uh, and yes, also one of the charities of Harry, which is called Support the Walk, uh, was celebrating its 10 years anniversary, and this year they had a walk of Oman, and those guys, they work under any type of conditions, weather conditions, whether it's hot, whether it's cold. They walk uh, 12 13 miles every year. So he sent them well wishes for their 10th year anniversary. And what I like about that support the walk is that even Harry participated in that. I think 3 times. One time he was there, but he didn't end it. He did not. Oh, sorry, he did not end the walk because he had to come back to help his sister-in-law prepare her wedding. Don't ask me where the groom was. I don't want to talk about that. He might be maybe he was in a rose bush. I just don't know. So let's move on. So he did not finish the walk because he had to go and help people who never helped him after that. And so that charity, okay, when they walk, usually they walk with it's an elite band, okay, and it's an elite band of sick and injured ex-military, okay. So they trek, and this is just, for me, it is, you are just alone with yourself. Of course, you are surrounded by other people, but you have all a common goal, okay, and you are selfless but focused. And the only thing that you have to do is to walk. If I could do that once a year, of course, for selfish reasons, I just to lose some weight, some pounds, it might help if I don't get sick along the way. But yes, this was something overwhelming, and thank you to Harry to always keep in touch. Yes, like his girl, they are always checking out. And talking about checking out, Meghan and Harry spoke to Michael Johnson, who is the CEO of, let me check, sorry, Boys and Girls, okay, Boys and Girls Club. Is of Althea Bestin. She is an 18-year-old young lady who was burned with lighter fluid during the Black Lives Movement by a group of stupid, idiot, young men. She was in her car. They came to her. They threw her the fluid and they tried to set her on fire. But she was able to, start the car, and she ran away. But she had scars on her face, and the trauma, you can imagine. This, hate, that empty hate, that hate for free. I call it hatred for free, okay? Because for me, I know that racists have psychological issues. They have been told by the science that they have recessive genes, that they are eager to disappear before time. So they are still in this constant fear that their race, like they said, of course, we are talking about human race, but for them, their race will disappear faster than anyone else. Hello, it's not our fault. Sorry, it's not our fault. It's that your genes are subjected to disappear. I think to keep it going, people of that caliber should live in the countries like, Northern Europe, like you have Greenland, you have those countries where you only have snow, the whole year. There you still have Viking there, I guess. I think you still have Viking there. So of course they are not all blonde with blue eyes, but hey, if the purpose is not to have your genes disappearing, these are the kind of place. Usually there is a cliche saying that black don't like snow. We come from sunny countries, and with the sun you have joy around, music around. This is us. So uh, you will scarcely find other ethnicities apart from Caucasian, of course, other ethnicities living in Alaska and you know those cold inhabited places. Of course, although in Alaska people are living there, but what I mean is that if you are so afraid, there is always an option. You can go and live there. Let me tell you, you won't see a brown or black person around the corner. That's a good place. Sorry for the joke. So, Harry and Meghan reached to Althea Bestin. They spoke to her for about 40 minutes. Knowing them, I'm sure it was to uplift her, to tell her that, okay, those people may think that they have brought you down, that they have broken you, but you will rebuild yourself. Okay, you have a great future ahead. Just stand up, keep moving. So I'm sure that they had so many uplifting messages for her. 40 minutes is not 40 seconds. So I'm sure that, they listened to her, they spoke to her, they uplifted her spirit. So imagine, we who have never been in contact with them directly, we are inspired by their work. So how much for someone who has you at the end of at the other hand, and you are talking for 40 minutes. So then we also have, let's end in a good note. So now we have Gareth Thomas. You remember that British rugby player who was threatened? He was blackmailed that if he doesn't do I don't know what, they will tell the world that he was HIV positive. They even went on and told his parents before he himself could tell them. And finally he came out and he said his truth, his piece. And so he said that during this month of June, Prince Harry wrote to him. Okay, he is backing him up into his tackle HIV campaign. Harry, when Harry is with you, the guy is with you. Conclude, yes, if we collect the NAACP during the month of June, okay, the Sussexes were really engaged. Okay, they were really engaged in a number of conversations with leaders and advocates who are pursuing racial and civil justice. Because remember, they also during that month, okay, they started the stop the hate for profit, stop hate for profit campaign. Yes, I will talk about that later. But just to say that they are busy, okay. So, that's incredible how when you are in your head, when you are so ahead, when you have other things to do, and then you turn around and you see people, okay, smelling the shoes that you have thrown in the garbage, okay, just going there to see what you have eaten last week. I mean, it's just like you can only feel, of course, incomprehension. I mean, it is like, it is incomprehensible, and sometimes you feel pity for those people, and just the stupidity of it all disgusts you. You can't shake, you can't shake your head enough, because at this point you are just like, how could people be so stupid? I mean, that's the crazy part. But hey, you have a section of the population who is fine with that in some countries. So who are we to judge them? To each one his poison. So guys, on this note, I will close the June monthly review. Yes, and I would like to move on with the July monthly review, if you don't mind. Please, I will invite you to, please to subscribe. Drop your comment. Okay, drop your comment. Give me your opinion about, and I say opinion, okay? I'm not asking you to come with a mouth full of rotten, nonsensical insults. It doesn't make any sense anyway. I am allergic to mediocrity, so I will just the trolls like Professor Menard, I will escort you out. So I'm talking to the real people. Okay, I'm talking to real people here. Please drop your comment, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and see you on the next video, which will talk about the July monthly review. Yes, bye bye.